action.
Today we're going to be covering the fundamentals of the sidearm or two-finger shot with our panel event. Hey, what are you doing, man?
It's my turn. I'm going by myself. I'm going to play through.
You're right in front of the camera here.
What is that? The camera? I didn't see it. The camera? Oh, who cares? I got to play.
Are you playing around?
Yeah, I'm playing around.
All right, go ahead. Show us what you got.
All right. You guys check this out. This is the 4-finger power grip. This is how you get like
4 fingers.
Extra distance on it.
Really?
Yeah. Check this out.
No, man, it's a 2-finger.
Yes, maybe for you. That's how I go for miles. Like throwing.
You're gonna go for miles, huh?
I want to see
miles
this. Miles and miles. It's like the Who, baby.
Let's see the
Hope
shot.
we're in the shot.
All right, we'll see who will see.
Yeah, that's the way I thought it was gonna happen.
Nah, that's just warm up.
Miles the wrong way.
Dude, no, man. You gotta give me another shot, man.
Maybe you could.
Do you recognize these three here?
They look like these guys I saw on Pacific Avenue bumming for change the other day.
No. This guy's kind of big, you know. So I would hold that back a little bit.
Oh man, big. You know, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Well, we got world champion disc golfers here. I think you would benefit from taking 5 minutes.
Say? Champion schmampion.
Just it's
all relative.
Okay, why don't you just sit back, listen to what they have to say. I think you might become a little bit better.
All right. I'll listen a little bit.
All right.
What do you guys got for me?
So you want to learn about 2-finger, right? The sidearm?
Yeah. Show me the sidearm.
You're using 4 fingers.
I think that's how you get the best power.
Too many fingers, man. 2 fingers right here gives you better grip, better rotation, and better control and accuracy down the fairway. What you did right there, that was silly, man. With 4 fingers, you're not going far. 2 fingers is the way to go. 2 fingers underneath the rim. Sidearm.
Let's see it. Beautiful.
Right down the middle.
I went a little farther.
Champion,
I
huh?
I was pretty skeptical, but that was a good throw.
I might know a few things.
Why don't you give it a try? Here, I got a disc for you.
All right.
Now, what do we got? Get the 2 fingers in there.
No, I'm right-handed. All right. Oh, I got the 2 fingers in there.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
Now
keep it nice and flat.
Nice and flat.
Reach back.
Back.
Yep, just like that. Perfect.
That was way better.
in the right direction.
Much
You're
better,
getting it.
All right.
You're getting it.
I'm stepping the right direction, right?
After watching it, can you think of something else that you can tell them about the 2-finger shot that might help them throw it flatter and a little straighter?
I would say just keep it simple with the footwork. It's a lot of movement. If you can just take 1 or 2 steps before you deliver the disc. Also, when you're coming through, keep the disc nice and flat. Keep your hand and your palm up. Have your 2 fingers underneath, and let the disc kind of roll off your middle finger as you extend toward the fairway.
Okay,
you'll do way better.
I'll work on that.
Yeah, you'll get it. You'll get it.
All right, good luck.
Thanks.
Have a good round.
I gotta go get my disc.
Yeah,
have a good round.
Through, man.
I'm Nico LaCastro. I'm out here at Ryan's Ranch shooting with DiscMasters, and I'm going to talk a little bit about putting today. I'm going to throw a couple straddle putts on this downhill stroke here. What I like to do is have a really comfortable stance first. We'll start with the lower body. You want it nice and firm and steady. You don't want to be kind of off balance when you putt at all. You want to be really comfortable and loose with your stroke. Stern on your lower body. And then with my arm motion, it's kind of like a pendulum up and down motion. I'm not really going right or left. I'm keeping my shoulder in line with the basket and going up and down right here. It's a little bit downhill. It's a little bit of wind coming in. Seems like it's coming in right to left, so I'm going to try to pitch it just straight up and down right in the middle. Like that, nice simple pitch motion. I'm coming up and down, I'm lining up my shot when I feel comfortable. Everything's nice and loose, steady, focus, dialed in on your target, up and down motion. I'll do it one more time just for the camera. Up and down right here.
All right, where were we?
Well, that was good.
No, I gotta get my disc. And then like later when I'm done, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Have a good round.
All right.
So get back to what we're talking about, sidearm, right?
Yeah, sidearm. So give me some of the other tips. You guys covered the real basics, which is, you know, there's a reason they call it the two-finger shot. Using two fingers, that gives you the best stability. I thought the one point that he didn't really grasp when he ran up real fast like that and all herky-jerky, not just the smoothness and the fact that just about any drive, a player that's starting out should learn how to get the balance and the basics of the throw, whether it's backhand or a sidearm, before they try to incorporate any kind of run-up. But something that I learned, you know, very belatedly playing disc golf, throwing a sidearm, is how important it is to kind of pull it back on the same plane that you're releasing on, right? Can you guys tell me a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. Especially with sidearms. Like Avery was pointing out, you know, you're going to reach back and keep everything nice and flat. And like you're saying, you just want to go from point A to point B. You don't want to do any swooping motion that could cause your disc to go at another angle.
And it also makes it a lot tougher too when you're pulling, if you do it like a lot of people do, and you're pulling it up way high like this, it's really hard to straighten it out and then release it on that straight plane, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and especially when you're starting to learn, you know, just focus on keeping it nice and flat. And when you start getting a little bit more advanced, you can start adding a little angle to alter the disc and alter the flight. But when you're starting out, I think it's the best just to keep it nice and flat.
I'm just gonna like
You're
play
back,
over
huh?
if you guys don't mind getting out of the way
Back
for a
here. Hey,
second.
hold on,
I got
back.
some holes to play. You don't mind if I keep this?
You
Do
know
you?
what?
I don't have a force yet.
You know what? I've got an idea, because we're going to cover both a sidearm shot and a classic backhand shot.
Uh-huh.
You know what? So our viewers can see, you know, the full spectrum of what to do and what not to do.
All right.
Would you mind throwing a backhand for us so that we can also kind of evaluate that?
What to do.
You know what a backhand is, right?
You want to hold this for a minute?
Sure, I'll hold it
All
for
right,
you.
thanks. Backhand, right? Okay, so like you're going boom. Psh.
There's a lot of action there,
Whoa.
man.
That's a lot of action. All right, so let's start off with, tell us what he did wrong there.
First off, there's a lot of crazy footwork there. You didn't need all that crazy momentum, crazy shifting.
Pilates and what do they call it? Zumba and all that. Yeah.
Unnecessary. You didn't need all that, especially where that disc went. It kind of messed up your whole alignment and your release point at that fairway there. You kind of just want to keep it slow. If you can even stand there and take maybe one step when you throw it, it'll keep you more controlled. Slow everything down, and then have the disc come right across, flat across your chest, and keeping that disc flat right down the center of the fairway. Just keeping it simple is the first step, but lose all that footwork there.
Okay.
So show us some footwork?
First off, I would say if you can just stand there and then throw your shot, it'll help keep your disc nice and flat across your chest, and it can keep you zeroed in on where you want to throw the disc down the fairway. Also, to get a little more momentum, you can actually kind of reach back and then take the one step. As you step forward, getting your body's momentum to drive the disc forward in one direction. Obviously, just keep it simple for now, and we can just actually start getting more advanced in the footwork of the run-up.
You call it simple. I call that complicated. Why don't you show me what you mean?
All right, let's do this.
Hey Avery, have you noticed that there's a pretty tight parallel? I noticed when you were showing him the basics of just stepping back and stepping forward, it's pretty much the same as when you're transferring your weight, swinging a baseball bat or a tennis racket or anything else, where you're getting that transfer of weight right as you're bringing the disc forward, right?
Correct. Yeah, you're trying to really get your whole body to throw the disc, not just your arm. Using your whole body from the ground up, legs, hips, torso, shoulders, and arm to generate power to throw the disc.
All right,
and I'm saying keep it simple. Even if you can kind of stand here, line up your shot, and then reach back in one line and keep your disc in one plane. So from A to B, just like Val was saying on the sidearm, same thing with the backhand. Stand here.
Let's see it. Hot
reach
shot.
back.
Throw. Okay,
Nice.
that was pretty nice.
That's just standing still. Just think if you actually can get a little momentum, actually driving your body into it, get a little more distance.
I seen that movie, the one where everything goes backwards.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Here's your run up. You get a little more power. You can drive it a little farther as you do a run-up. It does help.
Yeah, you haven't seen me at my home course, man. Every time I'm doing that. It's just today, you know, I'm a little sore. I'm at the gym earlier doing jumping jacks, and you know.
Yeah, you just want to make sure to focus on keeping it simple, keep the disc nice and flat, and work on that straight across the top of your body. None of the swooping motions. You know, try to finish out just on a straight plane, nice flat line would be the first thing that you should definitely work on.
All right.
You don't need to be doing jumping jacks, man.
No jumping jacks.
No,
you're right. My figure does look good, huh? Look at me.
You're looking real good. So
that's right.
Just work on that nice flat release, and as Avery said, keep it nice and simple.
I'm Tony Tran, and he's watching DiscMasters.
He's Tony Tran, and we're watching DiscMasters.
I'm Tony Tran.
No change required.
I'm Tony Tran.
All right, here we are on hole 13 out of De La Viega disc golf course, and hole 13 is one of the more famous holes on the course, being that it is the furthest and most difficult hole in the course. It's about 580 feet, dog leg to the left. If you look down there in your TV screens, you can see a little bit of a gap in the tree. We're gonna try to play through that gap and off to the left. This is a legitimate par 4 for pretty much everybody in the game. Everybody's gonna try to throw one down there and then get another shot over to the pin. It's unreachable in 2. So this is actually, I think, they came up and named this hole I-5 because it just keeps going and going, kind of just like I-5 all the way from Canada to Mexico. And when this hole first came out, it was one of the longest holes and most difficult holes in disc golf. So
what'd you get on 13, dude? Oh man, I-5.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they also named it I-5 because for a while there, everybody just seemed to get a 5 on it, and if you didn't do that, if you did any better than that, you were amazing.
What was that, Shasta?
A nuke?
That wasn't a hurricane. It's way down there. You can say whatever. Oh, I like the angle. I like that. Come on.
Ah, too much.
That'll. Oh, you what? Oh, mercy.
A lot better than missing early. Yeah.
Oh.
That gunshot back here.
It's unreachable in 2.
Tony's birdied it.
Yeah, you birdied it before,
Did he birdie it in like the Masters Cup or something?
Yes.
One of the few ever.
Why'd you have to say something?
Why'd you have to bring that up?
Why did
How'd you do it?
2-finger from about 100 feet out, maybe. Lucky. All luck.
You were going for it though, right?
Oh, of course.
You got it. That's like
on.
the credo. You get any kind of luck on this hole.
Didn't you birdie the next hole too?
Oh, yeah. Ciao.
Yeah. How you doing? 2-2 on 13-14.
Watch it. That's never a good sound.
That kept skipping right there.
Oh my God! Wow! That was moist.
You hit it?
Almost.
No.
As close as I've come on a skip shot, at least from that.
don't we ask them to all throw a couple sidearms and a couple backhand, and we'll see that they all have their own style, but they're all basically incorporating those basic fundamentals into their throw. So why don't we check that out?
Let's do that.
All right. So,
All right, champion.
Champion.
So Nate's tee shot starts with what most people call the run-up, but as you can see, Nate's not really running. He's actually walking into his shot, creating just enough momentum to give him that extra bit of distance. He's really focusing on the smooth transition of his steps and the weight transfer that occurs right at the right time. So now we've got a comparison between Nate on the left with his great form and his great timing and balance, and Jimmy Shank on the right. Jimmy's trying to go a lot faster, thinking that's going to make the disc go farther, but his steps are not where they should be. They're all out of balance, and consequently when he throws, he has nothing on his shot. And by running up too fast, he sacrifices a lot of his accuracy on top of that. Alright, now we've added Valarie and Avery to the grid, and you'll see Nate and Valarie are just about have the exact same tempo with their run-up, and you might have noticed that Avery was actually faster than the two of them. He's still able to do what he wants to do at that speed, because the important thing is he's bringing that disc forward right as his weight is shifting from his back leg to his front leg, and that's allowing him both to maintain his accuracy and get the ultimate pump on the disc. If you look at Valarie's shot coming up here next, Valarie's doing the same exact thing. The thing I wanted to focus on with, where the hell, Ben? Okay, watching Val's drive in slow motion, just watch how she's got it perfectly synchronized between her steps when she changes weight from back foot to front foot. At the same time, she's bringing the disc forward right there, so she still maintains her accuracy and she gets the full power. So as we watch our three pros demonstrate the sidearm method of throwing the disc, a few observations. Number one, notice how they're all walking into the throw as opposed to doing any kind of a run-up. A couple reasons. Number one, it's a lot harder to incorporate a run-up into a sidearm and not have that really negatively affect the performance of the throw. And two, you don't really need to. Almost all of your power in a sidearm throw is coming just from the point where the disc is parallel to your body and forward. There's really not, if you notice, they're not really pulling that disc all the way back like they do with a backhand shot. They're basically holding it out in front of their body, and it's all about the thrust, because with a sidearm shot, it's more coming from your wrist and the speed of your hand and your forearm than it is your entire body. With that said, though, you notice that they're taking great pains to have the disc constantly stay on the line that it's going to fly on. It's a lot tougher. You might see somebody throw a sidearm and curl the disc up behind them. It's a lot harder when they move the disc forward for them to get it to fly straight if it's not starting on the correct angle.
We showed the basics of some backhands. Is there anything else you can think of? What is, like, when you see someone that just starts playing and they inevitably usually throw it high up in the air, like we were talking about earlier about, and it fades away real quick because they're throwing it at the wrong angle. What do you think is the best piece of basic advice to help somebody? Because you've seen that light bulb go off when someone figures out how to kind of throw an S-turn, they kind of figure out how to throw it flat. What do you think is the best single piece of advice for somebody to make that very first step in their progress in throwing the golf disc backhand?
What do you think, I would say that you know, the high, slow finishes because they're either not reaching they're not reaching back in a straight line. You know, they're reaching either up high or down low.
Yeah.
Because see, if you're going from low to high, the disc is going to go high, and all the power is going to be lost in the air.
Yeah.
If you're coming from high and swooping down, all the power is going to be lost right into the ground. The most important thing is to reach straight back and finish straight out, so that all that power is going to be going straight forward down the fairway.
Why don't we also show the power grip versus the way someone would typically try to throw a disc? Since it's a surge, why don't we have Nate do it?
Okay.
Jacked up edition.
Jacked up.
Yeah, generally in disc golf, you know, we use what's called the power grip. Just, you know, most beginners will either put a finger out on the rim out here. So they got the thumb on top and they got the finger out in the rim. This is really not ideal for disc golf in any way because A, it slows it down. It's harder to, you know, move that finger out of the way when you throw. You know, a lot of people will go left, right, or things like that. If you take that front finger and wrap it underneath the bottom of the rim, and then wrap the last 3 fingers on your hand under there as well, you're creating what we call the power grip. And we're actually pulling these fingers down onto the bottom of the rim.
Okay.
And basically what that allows that to happen, what you're allowing to happen, is the disc to come freely out of your hand without any kind of impeding digit, basically.
Okay.
that last digit.
That obviously feels awkward the first time you do it, but you get used to it pretty quick, right?
Yeah, I mean, what'll happen generally with people that are new, it feels weird in their hand. They think they're over gripping it or something like that. They'll yank it a couple times, but trust me, after a couple of times, you're going to be thinking you're going to be throwing a lot further and having a lot more accuracy.
Another thing you want to really keep in mind is when you're gripping the disc and you're holding it, you're holding a nice firm grip. Nothing too hard where you're going to hold onto it and yank and release this. You're not going to grip onto it, so you're actually going to release the disc. And you're not gripping it so soft that it's going to just fall out of your hand when you're throwing a shot. Nice firm grip, nice tight grip, and you're actually gripping and holding it tight the whole way through the shot until the very last portion when you're actually letting the disc rip out of your hand. You're not opening your disc, open your hand, letting the disc fly out. You're actually letting the disc rip out of your hand into that direction you're throwing it.
And I know they're two totally separate things, but I've heard similar advice with ball golf in terms of how you're supposed to grip a club, you know? You don't want the club falling out of your hand, but you also don't want to be squeezing the heck out of it.
Yeah,
right?
Same concept. You just want to have a nice, firm, tight grip where it's not going to fall out of your hand or too hard where you're going to yank it.
Yeah, I would say comfortable. Comfortable, I think, would be the key word there. Try to make the grip as comfortable as possible. You know, just like with a golf club or a baseball bat, you're just kind of letting it fall into your hands. Get a nice comfortable grip. That way, you know, you can allow your body to do what it's supposed to do.
Okay. Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah,
that really helps. As always, you know, one of the best things you can do if you go out to a course, watch some of the players that seem more accomplished and pay particular attention to the things that they do where they all have in common, because they're all basically, if they're playing well and they're playing consistently, they're most likely sticking to the same correct fundamentals. That's it for today. Let's go play some golf.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Jenna Johnson, amazing player, came out here. She's due on the 1st. It's the 29th. She was had till Tuesday and wanted to actually go into labor tonight and came out and played the tournament. She still pulled through and got 2nd place.
How much longer did she play after her water broke?
We had 7 more holes to go.
How much longer were you on the course?
About an hour, actually. Everybody's yelling, go to the hospital, but she was having contractions throughout the whole round. But they were like, you know, just small ones, and as long as they don't hurt, she's okay, so she just kept going.
What do you think the odds are that the kid is a good disc golfer?
I can see it happening because both parents are really good. It did throw her off. She was a little like distracted. She had a lot of falling putts that we called her on because her belly would make her like go over a little. Not like actually falling, but where she loses balance after putting. Never fell, but she lost balance, which is called a falling putt. And it's a stroke. All right, I gotta go.
We're here at Ryan Ranch in Monterey, California. One of the 4 courses used in the 2011 Professional Disc Golf World Championships this summer. See, you got bushes on both the right and the left side you have to avoid when you're throwing your shot. So you want to keep your shot right down the middle and get some good distance to carry on toward the basket. There's a hard birdie and a hard 2 on this course, but it's a great hole, and if you can get this, it's bonus.
There he is.
Whoa.
Whoa. Go.
Get in.
Oh, come on with it.
Get there.
Merry Christmas. Maybe I'll get a little lower this time.
That was a swooper. Now do like a low to high, maybe.
Yeah, do a low to high. Whatever, grab one out of my bag, I don't care.
That one's 150 plus.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that does feel like it.
Or like a, what would you...
This is for the cameras. Sorry?
The other one you did, we were talking about, was a lot of like footwork, like where you're just like, or running up a lot, or feet were tripping or something.
Alright.
That's nice.
That's dude, that's money, dude. It's right there. It fell into the ground under the. Dude, that was money, dude. High five.
Right. Yeah.
Champion Schmampion over here. I'm here with the champ. He told me I did a good job. What do you think?
Email the Schmampion Champion.
Schmampion Champion at ctv.com.
CTV?
Community television.